A Duluth man has been charged after allegedly trying to burn down a Brimson felon's business. 45-year-old Michael Kunari is charged with arson. According to court documents, last week he tried to burn down Thor Steenerson's bait shop. As we've previously reported, Steenerson was convicted of possessing child pornography in 2024 and then was sentenced to 8 years in prison. But Steenerson didn't actually spend any time in prison. His sentence was stayed, and he's currently spending 10 years on probation instead. So Kunari says those convictions and a lack of prison time are why he wanted to, quote, send Steenerson a message. Kunari allegedly showed up to the bait shop Saturday and interacted briefly with Steenerson, who was working at the time. Then, according to court documents, Kunari went back out to his truck, dumped gasoline in the bait shop, and tried to light the place on fire. Steenerson chased Kunari off with a baseball bat. The business was not damaged and no one was hurt. Kunari is now in the St. Louis County Jail.